Stepping up on difficulty again now, we're going to be using the addAction function to add a bit of extra functionality into our mission, which will allow us to capture and locate little bits of intel that are going to be dotted around. Same principle as before. We've got separate triggers tied up to one parent task. In this, we'll be using the addAction example to collect pieces of intel. So you'll have to probably look at the wiki for this addAction and its full details, but in the example here, we're basically just using a posh description for the name there, and that just says take whatever config icon, this is config object has been defined as. So take camera, take whatever, and then the action when the player has taken the object will be to delete the object. This is a bit of a con, so you don't have to mess around with different types of variables, sending public variables, which we'll get onto later. This just simply has the same basic check you've had before, so it checks if an object is alive, as in when this object has been deleted through the addAction, which this bit here does. It deletes the vehicle, and because delete vehicle is a global command, even though addAction is local to the client, so in a multiplayer environment this will run on the client, but because delete vehicle is global, it will be deleted for everyone else, so it will stop in effect everyone else from taking this and also satisfy the trigger condition, which will be only looked at on the server. Bit of a mouthful there, but it is in essence very simple. I'm not going to take you through the full detail on how to do these, because pretty much it is just the addAction function, and the triggers have already been covered in previous items. So we're just going to take the file here, and that hasn't even fired the first trigger. Yes, it has. There we go. Must just have a little bit of a delay in there. We can also take the camera, and then we can also take the laptop. The advantage of deleting the objects, we won't go through that. The advantage of deleting the objects obviously is that it straight away satisfies these conditions, which we will see have a slight delay. That's why there was a bit of lag there. So again, I can minimize that, just knock that down to 1 second, just to stop the player having to wait to wonder if they've picked up the right item or not. And then finally we have the trigger activated check. It's a slightly different way of doing it this time. This basically loops through all of the Intel trigger activators. There should be these here. And when the count is greater than or equal to 2, i.e. all of them, because there's only 3 in there, then this will fire. But we could easily change this down to greater than or equal, or even just greater than 1, which would then give us the option for choice objectives. So we could then go for any single one of these. If I just adjust the timeout on these so they don't wait 4 seconds. There we go. So that means what I've done there, in effect, when it's greater than 1, i.e. 2 or more, so if I take the 1 and then I take a second one, that will leave us the option to pick either of these and still satisfy the mission. Which can add a bit of variety into your mission, or cut down the length of time needed to go through it.